Hey everyone, before we get into the battle today, be sure to leave a comment so you can be entered to win the shiny Tyranitar that you see on your screen. That's 5 IVs, Callous Bread, Egg Moves, Nicknameable, and all the like. All you have to do is leave a comment. Winner gets picked on Friday. Hey everyone, are you seeing this video quality right now? This is fantastic. This is what I want all of my videos to look like all the time. Now, before you go jumping for joy or anything like that, no, I have not managed to get myself a capture card just yet. This is all thanks to my opponent, ZGuillotinez, who is also a YouTuber, so definitely, once you're done with this video, definitely go and check his channel out because he does Wi-Fi battles as well, along with some other videos, and they're all very cool, so check his stuff out and tell him that RGR sent you, alright? And ZGuillotinez, thank you again so much. Thank you for recording this for me because this is absolutely awesome. My first video with this kind of quality. Alright, so let's take a look at a little bit of strategery, shall we? Alright, so as far as the stuff I brought, now here's the thing, we were talking before we actually battled, and ZGuillotinez told me that he usually likes to do mixed tier battles, so I was like, okay, mixed tier, I can handle that. I'm just gonna bring one OU thing, and that's my Lucario, and then I'm just gonna bring a bunch of other stuff that, you know, I just want to bring. You know, so I brought Flygon because, like, Flygon is awesome. I love Flygon. I used to use it in Gen 4. Flygon is fantastic. I brought Sharpedo because Sharpedo is really cool, and as a matter of fact, I think I used Sharpedo in my first video ever. I'm not sure, I'm probably gonna go back and check that afterwards. I brought Golbat. The only reason I brought Golbat too is because I caught a video a couple days ago that was showing off an Eviolite Golbat set, and as a matter of fact, you know what, that video will be linked in the description below too, so you can see what kind of Golbat set this is. You know, it is pretty fantastic. I love it, and yeah, so this is actually the first time that I've used it, so I was just testing it out in this battle. I just wanted to use it. I brought a physical Lucario because Lucario. Yeah, I brought Crocodile because, you know, it's the closest thing to a physical wall that I've got on this team right now. And I brought Manectric because I wanted to use it too, you know, just for a Mega, and also since I have 2 electric weaknesses, you know, I can kind of cover that with Lightning Rod before I Mega. Anyway, so let's take a look at Zguillotinez's team, shall we? He has Noivern, which is really fast and decent as far as special attacking goes. They usually have to carry Choice Specs or Life Orb, and yeah, and also they can do Infiltrator. I love Infiltrator. It's probably my favorite ability, but most people run Frisk because it lets you get an idea of what your opponent's trying to do. He brought Avalugg, which is insanely defensive as well. Houndoom, which is his only potential Mega, so Mega Houndoom for sure. He's got Celebi, which is really good too, and these last two I'm just gonna mention together, Diggersby and Crawdaunt, huge physical attackers, so he's got some threats on his side of the field and I'm gonna need to work around them. Let's get into the battle and see how I do. Alright, I know it says Chubbs, but Zguillotinez is coming out to play. Now, he's gonna lead with Butter Me Up, his Crawdaunt, and that is a solid nickname, by the way, as I lead with my Veilfor. Now, I'm gonna U-turn straight out of here because I'm thinking I can do super effective damage and switch out to something else, but I'm going to make a grievous error turn 1 as I go into my Manectric. Now, that is a huge problem because Manectric is very frail and it is not going to be able to take that Crabhammer on the switch-in, so turn 1, I lose my Mega. Off to a great start. Now, I'm just gonna come back in with Veilfor because I'm thinking, alright, I can just U-turn out again and that'll take the thing out, but he's not gonna let that happen. He's gonna switch out and go into his Avalugg here as I U-turn again. Now, this thing, Avalugg, is hugely defensive, and as I U-turn out, that thing is going to just look up and look around and just ask, was that a breeze? What was that? It didn't feel anything as I go out into Nymeria, my Lucario. Now, This is a solid matchup, but I am physical, so I'm not sure if I can take it out with one hit, so I'm gonna go for this Swords Dance right here. And he is about to reveal the Earthquake, which is a problem for me because these things can carry Sturdy. Now, that Sturdy would be broken because of the U-turn, but since he's got the leftovers there, if he has Sturdy, it just reactivated. So I'm gonna go for the close combat, just take that risk, and luckily he does not have the Sturdy, so I'm very pleased with that, because if he had it, he would have lived on one and taken me out with an Earthquake. So, you know, taking risks, taking chances, and they're paying off. So very good as he comes back out with Butter Me Up. Now, I don't want to risk being outsped with an Aqua Jet. You know, I'm not sure of the speed tiers, so I'm just going to switch out and go into Sharkman to eat up this Aqua Jet here. And sure enough, that is what he goes for, so I take resisted damage, but that still does way too much. And I'm just gonna go for this Protect at this point. Now, as I said in a previous video, Sharpedo is very predictable, and so instead of attacking, he goes for the Dragon Dance, so our speed is pretty much the same because his speed is gonna raise, but I'm gonna get the speed boost, so my speed is gonna raise too. So we're back to where we started as I go for this Crunch. Now, luckily, turns out I was faster to begin with, so I'm gonna take that thing out. So that is fantastic. I'm very glad to have that thing out of the way because that is a huge threat, and I don't want it. So Sharpedo's gonna get another speed boost. Now I'm at +2 speed as he comes out with his Noivern, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go for a Protect because I know Noivern is intensely fast, and that way I can make sure I'm outspeeding. But then I think about it and I'm like, you know, I'm not sure I'm gonna one-shot this thing even though Noivern is really frail. So instead of staying in and attacking, I'm gonna switch out here and I'm going to go into Veilfor because I'm thinking, alright, he went for U-turn, he's probably going to do it again, and that's what he did, and Veilfor, my Flygon, is going to take that no problem. Now he's going to switch out, obviously, because that's all he can do, and he's going to go out into Nesquik, his Diggersby, which is also a solid nickname. I'm loving these names. As I go for this Outrage here, that is going to do a very solid amount of damage. I'm pleased with that, but he's going to retaliate with a Return, and I cannot survive that. No way, my Flygon's going straight down and I'm gonna come out with Cooper. Now, here's the thing really quick. Crocodile, he's gonna go for that Intimidate. Now this is as close to a defensive wall as I've got, so that's gonna scare him out. He's gonna go out into Pickle Me Elmo, his Noivern, but I'm thinking he was predicting the Earthquake, but that's not what I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for this knockoff here, and that is going to get rid of that thing's choice specs. So that's I'm pleased with that, you know, because this thing can't really do much damage without it. Now, I'm gonna switch straight out here and go into Vlad, my Golbat. And here's the thing, watch this now. He goes for Boom Burst. That does nothing. Golbat eats that up like it was candy. So he's gonna switch out at this point and go out into his Celebi, and I'm just gonna get the Toxic off. So that's pretty cool, you know, getting residual damage off on this thing. You know, I like that. So he's gonna take that poison damage there, and I am just going to I'm gonna stay in. You know, I know that he could go for a potential Psychic or something like that, but I kind of want to test out what Golbat can do. So I just go for the Roost. And, you know, he paralyzes me too, which is not the worst thing in the world. You know, I don't really mind all that much. But, yeah, so again, I'm just gonna stay in because I'm testing what Golbat can do. So he's gonna go for the Psychic now, and just look at this. That really does not do anything, you know? So I am gonna go for the Super Fang on the other hand, and that's, well, obviously that's gonna do half damage because that's what Super Fang does. And he's gonna take some poison damage, and at this point I'm like, alright, he's got Toxic. I can pretty much just Roost stall him out at this point. Like, I know Roost stalling is kinda lame, but I can do it, you know? So yeah, I go for Roost, and I'm going to get back to full health as he comes out with his Houndoom. Now, here's the thing really quick. This is where Golbat is about to really prove itself to me, because he goes for this Sunny Day, and I'm still gonna stay in. I'm gonna get the Toxic off on this thing, which is pretty awesome, you know. And now Now I'm just gonna switch up moves and go for the Super Fang. I'm not doing anything, you know. I'm just staying in and gonna half his health. So he megas just like I thought, and he's gonna go for the Fire Blast. Now check this out. This is a solar power stab boosted Fire Blast in the sun, and that did not kill. That's a 2-hit KO. So Eviolite Golbat is ridiculous. Now, at this point though, since I'm paralyzed, I'm not going to be able to outspeed and roost up anything else, so I'm just going to leave it in and go down to the Fire Blast. But since he's got solar power and since he's poisoned, he is also going to go down. We have a double down, and I am pleased with that. So Golbat indirectly takes out his Mega. You did work, Golbat. I'm pleased. I'll probably use you some more. Now, he's gonna come back out with Noivern, and I'm gonna come out with Nymeria, and I'm thinking, alright, here's the thing. I'm just gonna go for the Bullet Punch. I'm pretty sure I can take this thing out at that range. And sure enough, that's what happens. Noivern goes down, but at this point, I can only attack one more time with Lucario because this thing is going to go down to its own Life Orb. Now, he comes out with the Diggersby, who goes down to the Bullet Punch as well. Now, I was fearing the Quick Attack, but I just decided to risk that too. And I'm gonna go down to my own Life Orb, just like I said before. Now, the sun is gonna go away, but at this point, you know, there isn't really anything else that's benefiting from the sun anyway, so I'm gonna come out into Sharkman, and I'm gonna protect to get the speed up. But again, very predictable. This is what Sharpedo does, so he's gonna recover up instead of attacking or anything like that. Yeah, and so at this point I'm like, well, I don't know if I can take this thing out from this range. You know, I'll go first, but I don't know. So instead of attacking, I'm going to go for the Destiny Bond, hoping that he takes me out. Now, he goes for the U-turn, and since I'm part dark, this is going to do super effective damage, and that is going to knock me out. It's going to knock out Sharkman, and Sharkman is going to drag Celebi down to the abyss with him, and since Cooper is sitting in the back, I am gonna win that match. So there you have it, Sharpedo getting me a narrow 1-0 victory. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe because I'm definitely gonna keep on bringing you these videos. I enjoy making them, and I certainly hope you enjoy watching them. Also, be sure to leave a comment so you can be entered to win the shiny Tyranitar that's flashing up on your screen right now. Also, be sure to go over and check out Guillotine's channel. I told you at the start, now I'm telling you again, go check him out because he's awesome. Alright, that is the end, and I am done. Have a good day.